He's Patrick.
And she's Kylie.
We both love to cook, but he's the pro.
We both love Italy, but she lives here and speaks the language.
Once upon a time, I was a highly paid magazine editor in Australia with this boyfriend who proposed to me.
Meanwhile, I'm in London, an ambitious young lawyer working for the most prestigious investment bank in the world.
But neither of us are happy, so I abandoned everything and ran away to live in Italy.
And I tell my boss I'm resigning to become a chef.
Then, one day, I come across an online video of Patrick cooking.
And the next thing you know, she's writing me an email.
Dear Patrick, you don't know me, but I just feel like you're a dreamer, I'm a dreamer. How would you like to come away on an adventure through Italy? I know people everywhere will meet and cook for the locals and have the trip of a lifetime. You guys aren't even going to believe this story.
But the adventure really did begin.
When Patrick
Met Kylie.
A love of food story. We're going to show you the Sicily you've seen in films. Authentic, cinematic.
Today we're in the southern Sicilian town of Modica.
Grazie. We've got to hurry because Santa's waiting for us.
All right, kids.
Ciao. Great to meet you. Lovely to meet you.
Didn't I tell you this is beautiful?
It's absolutely stunning. Have you lived here your whole life?
Yes, when I was a child.
Sarah's family have this palazzo, which is amazing. You'll meet all of them later, but...
And so you're going to show us around Modica today?
Yes, of course.
Amazing. We've got a tour guide.
This may be a UNESCO-listed Baroque town, but there is another reason to visit Modica.
No, seriously though, this place I'm excited about is world famous.
I'm excited too.
Come down to the Dolceria Buonaggiuto, which is, well, there's a reason why I'm kind of lowering my voice, because this place is practically like Mecca. Like, it's the Mecca of chocolate in Modica.
Flavour. There's so many different flavours. We're going to be like, it's like a degustation of chocolate. There's cinnamon and cardamom chocolate and chili chocolate and...
And that's it, it's all there.
Right, get into it.
Do other people do chocolate the same way as you, or you guys are the only ones in Sicily?
No, only Modica.
In Modica?
This kind of tradition was...
Because I've never tasted chocolate like this. It's really rare.
We do not cook chocolate, so many of the original flavors from the seeds doesn't disappear with this kind of work.
Right. And that's the thing, when you taste it, it's incredible, because the chocolate that you're used to, or I'm used to at home, is that really smooth, milky chocolate. But this is really, it's coarse, it's grainy with the sugar.
But intense in flavour. And
how long's it been there?
6 generations.
I'm the 6th generation.
6 generations. Wow. This one with the chili has a real kick to it. It's really, you can get it in the back of your throat.
Yes.
So how many times do a day or a week do you eat chocolate?
Oh, I taste every morning some cinnamon chocolate, because I always say that it's the smell of my grandfather.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? So it's really nostalgic.
Yeah.
And they say that, eating chocolate releases the same endorphins that are released when you're in love, no?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
It's true? No.
Yeah, it's true.
Tell me it's true.
That's why you're in love with the store.
Exactly.
This is the kid in the candy shop, literally. Grazie.
Thank you.
Do you want me to,
Oh, thank
Madam?
you. Thank you.
No.
No, you got it wrong.
Oh, okay. It's like a surgical gown.
Yeah.
Sexy.
You can tie me up.
Hello.
No, seriously. I can't wait to see you in this.
The ancient Aztec method of chocolate making was handed down by the Spaniards who ruled Modica in the 16th century, and to this day they still use what's known as the cold process.
Just sugar and cocoa powder.
And that's it.
That's it. And this cold process involves heating cocoa just enough to make it fluid and incorporate the sugar and spices, yet preventing the sugar crystals from dissolving, which is what gives it its distinct grainy texture.
My tongue just stuck to the roof of my mouth.
Oh, no, they're coming to the surface.
Yeah, you feel the beat of the
chocolate
chocolate.
dance.
Yeah, you feel the cocoa in your veins.
So the rules are, once the molten ones go in,
The cold ones come out.
my little Oompa Loompa.
Dun, dun, dun. Have we got the rights for that song? We can't sing it now. How can we make this even more delicious?
Cannoli. These fried pastry shells filled with sweet ricotta are another of Sicily's most famous exports. There's barely enough time to digest the chocolate before we're back on the road.
Sarah's invited us to lunch made by a signora called Graziella, who you are going to adore.
dell'ospitalità qua.
People in southern Italy, their hospitality is crazy. And they're so lovely. Like we have this saying in England that people kill you with kindness. Because see, it's like especially with food, it's like more. Like, and I can't refuse because I'm like yeah. Then I'm like oh. Here it is. Wow, that looks incredible.
What's this called? Like
Lolli con le fave.
lolli con le fave. So fava beans and this special pasta that's called lolli.
Fatta in casa.
Graziella also made the pasta by hand just now. Just whipped it up. And this woman Graziella is known all over Modica because she cooks the most traditional, the most delicious dishes in the whole town.
E col cuore.
I can see.
See, and with heart, she said.
So it's fava beans with maiale, pork.
Carne di maiale, sì.
It seems like a puree, but it basically...
They just fall apart in the sauce.
Because they cook it for so long. Allora,
Sì.
mangiamo?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Grazie in anticipo,
Grazie a
grazie.
voi, che
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Complimenti, è perfetto.
Wow.
Oh, it's so delicious. That's really good. Really good.
It's just so It's so wholesome and warming.
It's a beautiful dish, and it's something that in England I would have autumn or winter, and yet in Sicily they have heavy dishes in the height of summer.
I said, do you eat quite heavy here in Modica? And they both said, oh yeah, well you just take a look at us, you know. Sarah's saying, yeah, we're all a little bit round, but we eat well. So,
They're happy.
Yeah. Hundreds of years ago and today in Sicily, in Modica, it's the woman who's in the kitchen, who's cooking. Even if she works, even if she takes care of the children, she's always the one that's churning out all the dishes.
But do you like it when a man cooks for you?
Vi piace quando un uomo cucina per voi? O?
Sì.
Sarebbe una cosa gradita.
When does that happen?
Let's speak about the good things about these Sicilian men che forse sono un po' pigri, che maybe they're a little bit lazy, ma poi però sono romantici, sanno fare il cavaliere per esempio.
There's total silence.
Io mi rifiuto di rispondere.
She said, I refuse to respond. Sii onesta. Cioè,
Hanno perso il cavallo oggi.
Because the word for gentleman in Italian is cavaliere.
Like a knight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And so, I'm saying, but today, does the gentleman still exist? And she said, let's just say that the rider's lost his horse.
When did that happen?
think the interesting thing about Sicily is that those gender roles are really defined, you know, whereas in our countries, in Anglo-Saxon countries, okay, it's all kind of perhaps evened out, whereas here, you've got these really sort of defined roles like they had 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, in England, for instance, with the cooking, I mean, here, the women do the cooking, right?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
in the UK now, I mean, certainly amongst, like, our generation, it's the guys that are doing more of the cooking. Like, they're in the kitchen. Maybe it's because there's...
Or is that just you? You'll always do a first date, you'll cook a girl dinner, and then there, she's in love, like...
yeah. Well, why not? So who's better at cooking in Modica, the women or the men?
Le donne sono sicuramente più brave degli uomini.
C'è una buona percentuale di donne che lavora, cucina e fa tutto in casa.
Mi piace dilettarmi scacce, scacciatelle, impanatigli, insomma, ci provo.
Io non sono una cuoca specializzata, però me la cavo abbastanza.
Fino ad ora non si è lamentato nessuno.
Sono anche uomini che sono meglio delle donne.
È probabile.
Io personalmente amo cucinare.
So fare anche dei buoni dolci.
Non credo siano gli uomini che fanno da mangiare.
Non è vero, io so cucinare.
Ci sono uomini e uomini.
Ci credi? Domanda alla mia moglie.
Sono invidiosi perché noi riusciamo ad andare a lavorare, a fare la famiglia e fare anche la cena e il pranzo. Quindi sono invidiosi, non ci credono.
We are in Modica. Naturally, we have to do a dessert that involves chocolate. So I'm going to do a chocolate tart, which would be called in Italian flan al cioccolato. First of all, we're going to make the pastry. Now, don't say, oh yeah, but I could just go to the supermarket and buy the pastry ready bought. This is what's going to make the difference, and it's really not that hard. I'm going to give you a few tips so it will not be as intimidating. Here I've got a cup and a half of flour. We add just a pinch of salt. Half a cup of caster sugar. Just mix that round, and then we're going to add our butter. It's crucial that your butter is nice and cold, straight from the fridge. Just chop it up in small pieces, and then you're going to add it in and work it in with your fingers. I hate these recipes that always say, oh, and then you put it in your food processor. We don't all have a food processor, and it's much more pleasurable to get your hands in there. And now, to our butter and flour, we're going to add 2 egg yolks to bind it all together. A lot of pastry recipes call for just 1 whole egg, but I find this makes it nice and rich because you're just using the yolk. Take yourself a knife and mix those egg yolks in. And what you'll find then is that gradually, your pastry dough is coming together and you're feeling like a really accomplished baker. Now we just add a little bit more flour, and we want to bring all the dough onto your work surface. It's going to be quite sticky. Don't be alarmed. Treat it very gently. This needs to be wrapped airtight, put in the fridge to chill for 1 hour. Meanwhile, we're going to get on with the filling. Look at this, it's such silky, creamy chocolate. Now, don't even try melting your chocolate on the stovetop, because if you get as distracted as I do, then inevitably you'll burn it. A much easier technique is just getting a saucepan, filling it with boiling water, and then putting your chocolate in a smaller saucepan, and you just off the heat, mix it around until it melts down. It only takes about 4 minutes. This chocolate is going in later. First, what we want to start with is our eggs. 4 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs. And then add 1/4 cup of caster sugar, whisking our eggs and sugar together until you get a nice, fluffy, yellow mixture. 80 ml of cream. We're going to flavor it with some vanilla essence. And finally, the best part, the cioccolato. Buono! You just mix it all together, and that's all. I'm not a professional baker. And what I find works with pastry, instead of just throwing it down on your work surface and going to it with a rolling pin, what you can do is use some grease-proof paper. You don't even need to flour it because it's all just in between the 2 sheets of paper. With your fingertips, just run your thumb inside around the case. And now we're ready to pour our filling into the case. Just spread out your filling, and then this goes into the oven for 30 minutes, and it will come out and make people groan with delight. And there we go. Finito.
I love this. We arrived this morning and I saw the massive Duomo San Giorgio and I said to Kylie, imagine if we can get up into that bell tower.
And then, in a matter of hours, we've got this particularly well-connected local who has spoken to the priest and literally given us the keys.
Yeah, but I don't think they realise we're actually planning to ring the bell. Go on, my dear. So, as per usual, I talked to a lot of locals today to find out what the local specialities are. And fortunately, one of those locals, Giuseppe, who is a total expert on local food, said that he would help me make a sugo di maiale, which is a slow-cooked pork sauce that's going to go with some fresh pasta. But basically, the ingredients that we're going to use for the dish are some pork. Now, the pork is actually from the leg of the pig. It's less fatty, and the reason why we're using something less fatty and not the pancia, the stomach, is because we've actually got this sausage here as well, which has got some wild fennel in it. We've got this giant onion. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So, insegnami.
Sì. A fuoco lento.
Okay, low heat.
Allora, noi intanto qui abbiamo una padella di rame antico.
Okay, so this is we're using a copper pot because it conducts the heat better.
Il sapore viene amalgamato, viene cotto tutto compatto.
Okay.
Ok? Allora, mettiamo
a bit of olive oil. Onions.
Molto forte, molto particolare.
Okay, so this is a really strong garlic, red garlic, and it's from the region, so it's got a lot more flavour. We're just going to cut up some of that garlic in rough little chunks. So the next thing we're adding into the pan is just a little bit of the local fresh basil. It's super aromatic. It smells incredible. The pork, just stick it all into the pan. Give it a good stir. And we just want to brown it off. And then the next thing that's going in is that salsiccia, the sausage. Good. So we've just got a red chili, pretty spicy little one.
Poco perché.
Okay, so we just have to use a little bit because this one's cheeky. And then we just got some black pepper and some cinnamon as well. So I'll just...
Yeah, see?
Okay, see? Okay, va bene, that's enough because it's super strong. So just a little bit of cinnamon, just a little chunk of it. And Giuseppe says that this is a piccolo trucco, which I think is a little trick of the trade.
Assaggialo.
Assaggialo?
Bevilo,
See?
questo è il vino vecchio.
Ah, okay.
Piano, Basta, padre.
Okay, so we're going to put in a glass of wine. This is Giuseppe's famous tomato puree, but it's not like a tomato puree you'd have had from the supermarket. And it's actually a little bit less concentrated than the normal tomato puree, so you can use a lot more. Giuseppe is saying there are 3 ways to experience Modica. Through your eyes when you see the monuments, through your nose when you smell the food, and of course with your mouth when you taste it. This is just some water with some passata in it as well to just take away, because it's super concentrated, the sauce right now, so this is going to just dilute it slightly and give it something to marinate in while it cooks.
Bravo.
Yeah, tutto?
Bravo, tutto.
The whole lot?
Tutto. Aumenta la fiamma, padre.
Okay, but what, higher?
Bravo, trucco.
Zucchero, and that's some sugar.
3.
Ok.
Bravo.
E questo è per far meno l'acidità.
Bravo.
Okay,
bravo.
so this is just to take away the acidity of the tomatoes. Okay. Oh, okay.
Fallo. La fine del mondo.
La fine del mondo. Okay, saying it's the end of the world, which I'm guessing in Italy that means this is good.
Promosso.
Yeah. Okay, the end of the world is good.
Promosso.
It tastes great. Just basically cook it now for an hour and a half. You're just going to make all that meat get really soft. The sausages are going to break down. The flavors are going to develop. Keep a lid off it though. But you don't want to have a lid on it because you're going to thicken up the sauce. And è tutto. We can do the pasta later. Sì, va bene. Un'ora e mezza. È tutto. Perfetto.
Bravo.
Giuseppe,
bravissimo.
dammi 5.
Viva la Sicilia!
Viva la Sicilia!
Viva Londra!
Viva Londra!
Italians, foreigners, everybody loves La Sicilia, but what is it that makes Sicily so special?
Ma alla Sicilia ci sono molte cose culturali come il barocco, i prodotti tipici, i formaggi.
C'è un po' di tutto, un po' di arte e un po' di turismo si può fare.
Pieno di sole, di gente buona.
Dal cioccolato ai biscotti, ai nostri prodotti tipici, al pistacchio, ai vini locali.
Bellissimo, un mare incantato, che cosa voglio di più dalla vita?
Per me l'isola più bella è la Sicilia.
Tonight we're cooking dinner for Sarah's lovely family, who own one of Modica's most quaint bed and breakfasts, the historic Palazzo Cavaliere. This is wild asparagus.
Right.
Actually, you find them in January, and then he's just marinated these.
Or just preserve them. And these are pomodori piccoli?
Sì,
Sì.
ciliegino.
Little chili. Okay, so cherry tomatoes as well. Sandra, cherry tomatoes.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your home. There's actually this saying in Italian, and it says, this home is not a hotel, but this hotel actually is a home. I mean, all of this family live here.
I feel like I'm part of a family. I literally feel like I'm part of a family, a Sicilian family. Grazie.
Sì. I can't believe they let us go up there. It's incredible.
Well, technically, they didn't let us go up there.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, did you hear that guy shouting, "Get them down from there!" Like,
Well, you were swinging your legs over the edge.
I don't know whether he was like the priest or like the keeper of the keys.
The local law enforcement officer, or just a concerned passerby that thought you were going to jump.
Okay, you better get the pasta ready, yeah?
All right,
It's ragu time.
Okay, let's do it.
So to cook your pasta, the first thing you need to do is just put a good pinch of salt into your boiling water. And then just use fresh cavatelli pasta. If you haven't got cavatelli, you can always use something like penne. After a few minutes, your cavatelli is going to rise to the surface of the water, and that means it's ready. So just drain it off, add it into the pan with a bit of your sauce, give it a good mix, and we're almost done.
How far is it to the sea? Quanto ci vuole?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Noi adoriamo Sampieri, Pozzallo, Marina di Ragusa, Marina di Modica.
See ya! Ready!
Algebra numero 1. Formaggio a tavola. Tira di cavallo. Ok, bravo. In Sicilia si mangia tanto, Patrick.
See, I've seen. And this one is mine.
Giuseppe.
Al matrimonio di Mario.
No, a te.
Sara, what do you think? Any good?
Perfect.
Sì? Ottimo! Vero?
È buono?
A voi piace? Sì?
No, bellissima.
It's my third plate.
Sapevamo che Patrick era un buon cuoco, ma questa sera ha dimostrato di essere un vero chef.
Yeah, they heard when you arrived. Yeah, he's a cook. He's a cook. You know, but now they consider you a chef. So.
Are you actually beginning to trust that I can pull this stuff off now? Because seriously, you know, like there's a lot of doubt in your eyes sometimes. Can he do it? Can't he?
We don't know whether this is one of the last episodes. Now it's time for a chocolate tart with pistachio. Tu la vuoi? Sì? Sicuro? Sì.
Brava, brava.
Ottimo.
Ma il canolo di canoli.
Do you just eat it like that?
Tutto insieme.
Ciao a tutti!
I didn't know I was going to get tied up by Kylie in a chocolate factory today.
I'm feeling a little hot under the collar.